Well, Dave, we're here at the Parts View Rigs and Techniques workbench. And you know, Dave, fishing deep water for redfish in Texas is something that a lot of people do.
Yes.
Standing on a jetty. Maybe you're fishing, you know, somewhere near the jetty. Like when Paige and I went to Port Arthur a few years ago, a couple years ago, we were fishing in 4 to 6 feet of water, and they were eating menhaden everywhere.
Yeah, you know, they always hang around in those inlets during certain times of the year, and they'll also be found in channels and stuff like that in that deep water. When I was a kid, we called redfish channel bass. I didn't even know it was a redfish until I got older. So, you know, you're going to want some heavier gear when you're out there, like this nice. We got Abu Garcia's got a brand new Revo Premier low profile reel. That thing has up to 20 pounds of drag.
Right.
That little tiny reel. So, you know,
made for salt water.
Yeah, and that'll really get them up. It's got really smooth 10 stainless steel ball bearings. It's got an 8.1 to retrieve. Gets 35 inches of line per turn. So, you know, it's really good for fishing in that deep water when you want to move your bait around. It's also got an IUCB6 braking system, which allows you to throw really heavy stuff, which is important when you're trying to fish deep. It's made for throwing heavy big stuff, which a lot of them, the XD concept design also allows for that same kind of thing.
And it's loaded on the Fenwick Elite, extra heavy.
Yep, 36, 30-ton graphite blend there. You know, it's got the tailored foregrip and that really short foregrip, so you can put your finger up on the rod blank itself and feel the bite. It's got titanium guides, so it's never going to rust. Zirconian inserts, and you know, a really nice Fenwick designed reel seat that feels like it's custom made for your hand. Just really nice stuff.
So Dave, now we established what we're going to be using. Let's talk about our terminal equipment. So, you know, Eagle Claw created Jupiter rigs is what they're called. And essentially what that is it's a variety of different size weights between two swivels, then tied onto a circle hook or a live bait hook, depending on what your choice is. But the point is, what works for this is around those jetties, there's so much current. So you're able to throw up towards the rocks, but not get hung in the rocks, because this is going to be where your bait is. And this is going to be what your anchor is. And this round anchor is going to roll on the bottom so that it doesn't get hung up. And when it does, you just lift it, and the hook is usually not in the rock.
Correct. That's the good thing about that Jupiter rig. It's made, you know, it was invented in Jupiter Inlet. And so, you know, when you've got heavy tidal flow, it really keeps your bait closer to the bottom. You can actually make it a little longer if you want, the hook end. But it usually keeps your bait closer to the bottom, and that's where those redfish are. They don't have that underslung mouth for nothing. You know, they're usually hugging the bottom, and especially in a strong current, most fish will hug the bottom anyway, because the current flows over the top of them, and they don't have to work to stay there.
That's right.
You know, once they get up in the water column, then they can get blown out.
Now, the way we fish a lot of those jetties is, you got to understand, it's around 25 feet deep where it starts to get from the bottom of the jetty out onto the underwater landmass. So you're going to throw heavy jig heads. You got a Pro Elite, you got the Eagle Claw Boxer jig head. These are 3/4 up to 1 ounce. You can put whatever your favorite soft plastic, the Bass Assassin, Artemis Shad, a Die Dapper. You may want to put on your Gulp the new Turbo Shad or
Shrimp,
or the Turbo Shrimp. That's correct, and it comes in a variety of different colors. And the Nemesis Prawn, which is a curly tail version, that's also a really good one. And if you find those fish that are mudding up where the landmass and the jetty start, a lot of times they're in 4 to 6 feet of water. Then you could throw a slobber knocker with whatever trailer you want. But my favorite way to fish those jetties is the trolling motor down the jetty with the crankbait behind using the crankbait, using my rod like this, and we're pulling it, using the trolling motor to make our forward speed. And when it hits a rock and deflects, it ends up, you know, getting the bite every single time.
That's a secret that most people don't know about, is that nice big lipped plug.
The Berkeley Dredger.
Yeah, the redfish love to eat those things.
As soon as it bounces off a rock, Bree, boom.
And it ain't no secret anymore, that's for sure.
Good job over here, Dave.